Mick Cronin thinks more money will make the difference for UCLA basketball. Roki Sasaki gets booed off the mound in the Freeway series, and after 23 years of unrepentant narcissism, LeBron James has not only ceded control of the Lakers, but has dropped to their third option. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. So it is March 24th, 2026. Welcome back to the home office. If you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. By all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, we have a look at the scoreboard. Detroit 113, Lakers 110. The Pistons snapped LA's 9-game winning streak. Luka Doncic scored 32. Look, the Lakers are not going to catch San Antonio for the number 2 spot in the West, but they have a pretty solid grip on number 3 in the waning moments of the regular season. Also, Clippers 129, Milwaukee 96. Kawhi Leonard scored 28. As for today, the Kings are at Calgary at 6. So with all that out of the way, let's get to the news, because we got a lot to discuss. You know, minutes after the final whistle Sunday, when the Bruins were eliminated from the NCAA tournament, Mick Cronin took to the podium, faced the scribes, and he was asked what he thought UCLA basketball needed to get past the second round eventually. Quote, "I'd like about 5 more million, unquote. Now, to be fair, it didn't sound like he was asking for yet another secret contract extension. We believe it's for roster upgrades. After all, you are losing your top 2 scorers, so that is going to cost. But my dude, another 5 mil? You sound like the guy at the check cashing place trying to secure an advance to keep your Hyundai from being repossessed. I got multiple problems with this request. UCLA Athletics, for example, remains more than $100 million in the red. And by the way, I'm not sure Cronin truly deserves total control of this roster. The most success he's ever had at UCLA was when he began in Westwood with a veteran roster gift wrapped for him by Steve Alford. You want another 5 mil? Hell, at least 3 million comes off the books, because that's what the Bruins were reportedly paying Donovan Dent. Now, we don't know how much leading scorer Tyler Bilodeau was paid, but these are bringing up uncomfortable questions. For example, was Dent actually worth $3 million? It's more than what the football team was paying Nico Iamaleava. Dent was supposed to be this elite scorer, the Mountain West Player of the Year, just dominating people. And yet he only averaged 13 points per game. For that matter, about money not being spent properly, was Xavier Booker really a legit starting post player? Right? Now, Cronin may say that he's going to spend 24/7 recruiting for the next few months, and since he doesn't look anything like Chip Kelly, I'm going to buy that. But the most important man for UCLA basketball's offseason, in my opinion, it's going to be assistant general manager Max Feldman. Dude was hired on last year after Cronin built the roster. And if there's anything we're coming to grips with in Westwood, this dude needs a guy that he can bounce ideas off of. See, for multiple years in a row, Cronin has been begging toughness and grit. Toughness and grit. Gots to get all the toughness. Gots to get all the grit. And for the past 3 years, he hasn't proven himself capable of finding, wait for it, toughness and grit. Moreover, the team didn't have the depth to keep up in the Big Ten. That would be where allocating resources properly comes in, wouldn't you say? Finding value where other teams don't see it yet. Now, I'm not saying that I know exactly where the disconnect is. The simplistic explanation, in my arrogant little opinion, is that much like Lincoln Riley had way too much control over USC football, and the results were obvious on the field, I would say it's probably very likely that Mick Cronin had way too much on his plate with UCLA hoops. But the Bruins better hope Feldman can find value like Jonah Hill in Moneyball. For that matter, maybe he could also ask Cronin to do him a solid and show up at some high school games. That would pay way more dividends than another $5 million ever could. Now, as for the foundation of next year's roster, shooting guard Trent Perry appears to be the main guy that they want to keep. Cronin has been lobbying for the guy in the last month. Eric Daly plays some guard, plays some small forward. He makes starter level money. Booker, for his part, said, quote, for sure he wants to return to the Bruins. But again, is he really a starter? And if he is not a starter, how much was he overpaid? So if you're a Bruins fan, let me know what you think in the comments thread. I'm not going to sit there and claim I'm part of the Bruins' inner sanctum. But there's a monkey in the wrench. There's a fly in the ointment. There are some disconnects that need to be connected. Meanwhile, at the Ravine, I am very well aware that Roki Sasaki was booed in his final spring start, and frankly, I don't think it's fair. Don't get me wrong, the numbers he's put up are more disgusting than sharing a toothbrush with Michael Strahan. Totally get it. Sasaki walked 6 dudes last night, gave up 5 runs in a little more than 2 innings against Anaheim. 66 pitches, only 32 for strikes. Now, the right-hander from Japan, he has an ERA of 15.58 over 4 exhibition starts. So yes, he has sucked. You win that part of the argument. And yes, I would add, when you fork over the cash for the ticket, you have the right to boo. Not going to argue that. But there is a reason I don't think it's right. Sign into the chat if you believe the Dodgers won't win the division this year. Does anybody believe that the Dodgers will not win this division? Moreover, when they make the playoffs, does anyone think Sasaki is going to be part of the playoff rotation? Anyone? Anybody? Say the champs go with a 4-man rotation in the postseason like most teams do. Blake Snell, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, and Shohei Ohtani. The point is this. I think Dodger management has earned a little bit of grace. We're buying championship lids at an alarming rate. I'm starting to think more than I haven't had to buy a regular Dodger cap in years because they keep winning titles and I wind up buying Dodger championship lids. My last regular Dodger cap still looks like I just walked out of Dick's Sporting Goods with it. They see something with this kid. Let them figure it out. Besides, multiple Dodger prospects performed well in something called the Spring Breakout Games. It's this little sort of all-star thing for top minor leaguers. They play 16 games over 4 days. Left-hander Zach Root has increased his velocity on a 4-seam fastball to 99 miles an hour. James Tibbs homered. Josue DePaula doubled. So the Dodgers know a thing or two about how to develop players. I will grant you that the Lakers' 9-game win streak was primarily due to Luka Doncic playing at an MVP level. But dare it be said that LeBron James became selfless? James appears to have accepted that he is no longer the face of the franchise, but it's more than that. In the last month, he's kind of okay with being the third wheel. About a month ago, you might recall, ESPN published a magnum opus about how this nasty divorce was coming. So nasty it would have made Amber Heard look well adjusted. But in the last month, that hasn't played out at all. Not at all. NBA analytics nerds have something called usage rate. Now, it doesn't measure points. It doesn't measure, just shot percentage. Otherwise, it would be called shot percentage. It measures or gauges, are you getting the ball when you're on the court? In other words, if you're the primary ball handler, if you're the primary scorer, your usage rate goes up. Back in 2023, pre-Doncic, LeBron James's usage rate was more than 32%. In the last month, it's down to 22.1%. And yet, he's still scoring, which means he's not demanding the ball unless he has a pretty damn good shot, which is exactly what you would expect from a third option on your offense. So, will this new outlook on life hold long term? Like, I don't know, someone in the Epstein files finding God? I wouldn't bet on it. But fingers crossed. We've been searching high and low for positives to the Charger offseason. Actually, search isn't the right word. It's more like a quest. But I'd like to give you a guy who might be a game changer for the offense. Do you recall when the Chargers were first eliminated and they go out and they hire Mike McDaniel, that the rumors were, they're going to do whatever it takes to bring in Tyreek Hill because of his speed. Mike McDaniel, he loves him some Tyreek Hill. They're going to want the speed. But what if the Bolts' speed guy is already on the roster? In running back Keaton Mitchell. Now, I will grant you, he is not going to start at running back over Marion Hampton. But what if he motions out of the backfield? Like an Alvin Kamara used to do with New Orleans. Mitchell has been clocked at faster than 22.4 miles an hour. That is faster than Tyreek Hill. Now, I could be wrong. Dude might have frying pans for hands. Speed isn't everything. Just ask the Rams about Tutu Atwell. Speaking of the Rams, they re-signed defensive end Larrell Murchison to a one-year contract. He is a rotation guy. Last season, he played in a career-high 16 regular season games, contributed 2 sacks, 8 tackles. We mentioned a lot about UCLA basketball earlier. The football program will hold a spring game May 2nd at a stadium they wanted to abandon. They'll be at the Rose Bowl. Considering LAFC has not conceded a goal in MLS play so far, it's kind of hard to imagine them needing a boost on the back line, but they signed a homegrown player in defender Christian Diaz. It's going to last at least through June of next year. They have an option for a couple of more years. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. What would you do if you had a budget for UCLA basketball? For that matter, do you believe that Roki Sasaki shouldn't be part of the Dodger rotation? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Cortel Queso production. Take care.